My wife begged for an open marriage. Now she's crying because I'm dating someone younger, hotter, and kinder. I, 33M, agreed to an open marriage after my wife, 31F, begged me for one. Now she's crying because I've moved on, and I don't feel bad. Let me take you back a bit. My wife, we'll call her Ashley, and I were that classic, perfect couple, married for 10 years, together since high school. We were each other's first love, first kiss, first everything. People used to say we were #relationship goals. But what they didn't see was how that picture-perfect love story started to slowly decay behind closed doors. In the beginning, we were inseparable. We dreamed together, built a life together, made promises we believed would last forever. We were young, hopeful, and in love. But people change. And Ashley, she changed the moment strangers started validating her. It all started when she got into fitness. Nothing wrong with that, of course. I supported her 100%. I even helped her pick out supplements and tracked her macros with her. But then came the gym selfies. The thirst trap mirror pics. The look at me now, transformation reels. Her social media started blowing up. Comments from guys. Fire emojis. Damn, you look amazing. Wish my wife looked like you. And then came the DMs. At first, she showed them to me and laughed. Can you believe this guy? She'd say. But over time, the laughter stopped. She stopped showing me. Her phone became glued to her hand. She'd go into another room to text. She wore makeup to run errands. Suddenly, her entire world was Instagram likes and validation from people she didn't even know. And me? I became invisible. At first, I chalked it up to stress. Work was busy. Life was hectic. Sex dried up, but I figured we were just going through a phase. Then one night, everything exploded. She sat me down on the couch, her face calm, eerily calm. She even held my hand. That's how I knew it was going to be bad. I love you, she started, like it was supposed to cushion the blow. But I feel like I missed out. I've only ever been with you. I think we should try an open marriage. I blinked. I literally felt the world spin sideways. You what? I asked, almost laughing because surely she was joking. She wasn't. She repeated it, slower this time, like she was explaining quantum physics to a kindergartner. I just want the freedom to explore, to see what's out there. I'm not saying I don't love you, I do. But I need this for me. I felt like someone sucker punched me in the stomach. I asked her if there was someone else. She hesitated, then said no. And maybe that was true at the time. But her eyes didn't quite meet mine when she said it. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't beg her to reconsider. I just stared at her and nodded. You want an open marriage? I said, fine, you got it. But I knew in that moment, something had died inside me. That night, I moved to the guest bedroom, laid awake, stared at the ceiling fan spinning round and round while my marriage spiraled out of control. A part of me wanted to fight for her, to remind her of who we used to be, to hold her face and say, please choose us. But another part, the part she underestimated, said, no, watch, wait, get ready. And so I did. Ashley wasted no time. Within days, she was going out with friends. Her outfits changed. Shorter dresses, heels she hadn't worn in years. Her phone, always on Do Not Disturb. She'd come home smelling like men's cologne and cheap perfume and tell me she lost track of time. I stopped asking questions. And instead, I went to the gym. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't doing this to compete. I wasn't trying to get even. I just realized that if this marriage was going to crash and burn, I wasn't going to go down with it. I had let myself go. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. I had made my entire identity about being a good husband, a reliable man. But who was I outside of that? So I dusted off the old running shoes. I started waking up at 5 a.m. Hit the gym. No excuses. I meal prepped. Cleaned up my diet. Traded the beer belly for protein shakes and grilled chicken. I got a fresh haircut, one that actually suited me. Swapped my dad glasses for contacts. Shaved the beard. Bought clothes that fit right. And then, something crazy happened. People noticed. The barista at my local coffee shop started writing hearts on my cup. Women at work started lingering at my desk longer than they needed to. Strangers held eye contact just a bit too long. Even Ashley looked confused the first time she saw me in a fitted dress shirt and clean-cut hair. But I wasn't doing this for her. I was doing it for me. And then, she walked into my life. Her name was Mia. She was a personal trainer at my gym. Tall, athletic, but soft-spoken. She had this calm energy that felt like a warm breeze after a storm. We crossed paths a few times. She corrected my form once while I was doing deadlifts. Then we started talking, then laughing. Then she asked if I wanted to train with her sometime, just casually. Next thing I knew, we were grabbing smoothies after workouts, chatting in the parking lot for an hour, texting late into the night. I told her everything. About Ashley, the open marriage, the betrayal, the numbness, how I didn't even recognize myself anymore, until I did. She listened, really listened. And then she said something I'll never forget. She's going to regret losing you. I already see it. Around that time, Ashley's dating life started to lose its shine. I could see it in the way she walked around the house. No more smug smiles. Her makeup stayed in the drawer. The fun girls' nights slowed down. The new guys? They ghosted her. Or didn't call back. Or used her for one night and dipped. One night, she tried to sit next to me on the couch. put her hand on my leg. I gently moved away. Don't you want to? She whispered. No, I said flatly. You're seeing someone, aren't you? I didn't answer, because the silence said more than words ever could. She started crying, and for the first time in years, I felt nothing. Not hate, not love, just peace. A week later, she cooked my favorite meal, candlelit dinner, soft music, our wedding song playing in the background. She smiled nervously. I want to close the marriage. I raised an eyebrow. Oh, I made a mistake, she said. I thought I needed to explore, but I was just running from what we had. I miss you. I want us back. I stood there for a moment, looking at her, really looking at her. And then I said, calmly, I'm happy. I've grown. And I'm not yours anymore. She burst into tears. Please, I'll cut everyone off. We can fix this. But it was too late. She wanted the world. She just didn't think I'd thrive without her. Now she knows. It didn't take long after I turned her down for Ashley to spiral. The morning after our candlelit dinner, she pretended like nothing had happened, made coffee, greeted me like a step-forward wife, even wore a sundress I hadn't seen in years, when I used to love. It was like she thought she could reverse time just by playing the role again. But I wasn't playing anymore. I was done pretending. I was done hoping she'd be the person I married 10 years ago. That man I used to be, he would have folded. He would have seen the tears, heard the apologies, and said, okay, let's try again. But the man I became, the man I had to become, knew better. So when she smiled at me and said, want to have breakfast together? I just shook my head. I've got plans. Gym first, then I'm meeting Mia. Her eyes twitched. Oh, Mia, right. I didn't know her an explanation. Not anymore. But that twitch in her smile, that was the beginning of something darker. Over the next few days, Ashley changed tactics. When sweet didn't work, she turned petty. She started making snide comments around the house. You're spending a lot of time with Mia. Must be nice to be someone's rebound. Or, you know she's probably just using you, right? Women like her don't go for guys your age unless there's a reason. I didn't engage. Didn't argue. I just listened and walked away. But she wasn't done. She started playing victim to mutual friends, people we both knew from before all this started. One of my oldest friends, Danny, texted me out of the blue. Dude, are you okay? I heard you've been cold and distant with Ashley since the open marriage thing. She told us you agreed, but then stopped speaking to her. I nearly laughed. Cold and distant? She was out here acting like I ghosted her after she suggested we have a little weekend fun. I replied, bluntly. She left the marriage first. I just didn't wait around for the wreckage. I didn't know how far she'd go until she started showing up at the gym. That's right. She joined my gym, the one place that had become my sanctuary. She claimed it was just a coincidence, that she'd been thinking about switching gyms anyway. But everyone knew it was a power play. Mia was there the first time Ashley walked in, wearing full makeup, tight leggings, doing stretches directly in my line of sight. She waved. Mia just raised an eyebrow and leaned in toward me. Is that your ex? Not officially, I said. But spiritually? Yeah, definitely. Ashley didn't come over that day. She just kept glancing over, watching us between sets. But by the third visit, she made her move. Walked up during a water break. Smiled like nothing had happened. Hey, stranger, she said. I didn't smile back. Hey, you look good, she added, glancing at my arms. Different. In a good way. Mia stepped closer, clearly signaling we weren't just lifting buddies. Ashley noticed. Her smile dropped just enough for me to catch it. I didn't realize you and Mia were a thing. We are, I said. No hesitation. No apology. Ashley didn't say another word. She turned and walked away. But it wouldn't be the last time she tried to interfere. That weekend, I got a message from an unknown Instagram account. Fake profile. No posts. No followers. But it was full of messages like, Mia's been seen with other guys at your gym when you're not around. You should really be careful who you trust. Maybe you should do a little digging. You might not like what you find. It was laughably obvious who sent it. Ashley never mastered subtlety. I showed the messages to Mia. She didn't even flinch. Oh, we're in the smear campaign phase now, she joked. Classic. I blocked the account. But Ashley wasn't done playing her last card. One night, she barged into my room, uninvited, with tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, she cried. I messed everything up. I got caught up in attention and likes and stupid validation. I thought I needed to feel desired. But I was already loved, and I threw it away. Please, don't give her the life we were supposed to have. There it was. The truth. She didn't miss me. She missed the version of me that I had become, the confident, healthy, emotionally strong man who no longer needed her. She didn't want me back. She just couldn't stand the idea that someone else got me at my best, after she discarded me at my worst. I took a deep breath. I forgive you, I said. She looked up, hopeful. But I don't want you back. Her face crumbled. I continued, calm but firm. You had every right to choose freedom. But choices come with consequences. I'm not mad at you anymore, but I'm not yours anymore either. And you don't get to rewrite the ending just because the story didn't go your way. She didn't say anything. She just stood there for a while, and then walked out. That was the last real conversation we had. A few weeks later, she officially moved out, filed the divorce papers, told friends she was focusing on herself. And me? I kept growing. Not just in the gym. Though yeah, I was benching more than I ever had, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Mia and I, we're taking it slow, but it's real. She doesn't try to fix me. She respects the man I've become and the pain that shaped him. She's seen every scar and never once flinched. And here's what I've learned. Sometimes the people who love you in your weakest moments don't want to see you become strong. Because strength means independence. And independence means they can't control you anymore. Ashley didn't want an open marriage because she didn't love me. She wanted it because she thought I'd never leave. She thought I'd wait. She thought I'd watch her fly while I stayed grounded. She never thought I'd grow wings too. But I did. And now she watches me from afar, while I soar without her.